Welcome everybody to this most joyous of Sundays. There's nothing worth more that will ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, where my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Presence, Lord. Nothing worth more than whatever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, where my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. Presence, Lord. Presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. Lord. Your presence, Lord. now please welcome Reverend Tony Bradford.
All right, let me get situated. Good morning. First of all, let's give thanks to our fabulous musicians today, Kev Choice and Lukman. So can you all hear me? All right, great. So welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. I'm Reverend Tony, staff minister, and I'm your host for this morning's virtual service. Blessings and love to all the OCSL family for joining the service via Zoom today, and a special welcome to those of you who are joining us for the very first time on a Sunday morning. We are grateful you chose us today for your spiritual inspiration. And if you have any questions, need more information, please send an email to Constance Chapman, our administrative coordinator, and her contact information is constance@oaklandcsl.org. So a little housekeeping. So in order to maintain a sacred atmosphere, we invite you to please take a moment to make sure your mic is on mute and your camera is turned off. It just helps with all the bandwidth of getting this wonderful service to you all. And also, we're going to take a moment to bless our children. So I think there's a slide I'd like you to check out with me. So wherever they are as they shelter in grace, please speak along with me the affirmation on the slide. We honor all our youth and children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you. You are Spirit's gift to us. Thank you for being in our lives. And so it is. Look at them. Yay. So I have a few announcements this morning. Practitioner Lucian Baker is speaking next Wednesday for our Setang service. Meditation is at 6:30. Service is at 7. So get the Zoom invite call-in information for both our Sunday and Wednesday services at our website, www.oaklandcsl.org. Small groups, both in person and by Zoom, will be starting very soon, perhaps next week. These small spiritual groups are designed to explore the monthly themes and readings and to get to know other villagers in our spiritual community. Go to the events page of our website to learn more and fill out a very short survey about your interest for other types of groups. Finally, our OCSL Open Forum is after service today at 12:30 p.m. by Zoom. To get access to the Zoom link, go to our website, click on the calendar, then events for Sunday, November 8th. The Zoom invite link is at the top when it takes you right there. All right, so again, go to the website, click on calendar, today, November 8th, and hit events. And always on the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living website, you get as much information to let you know what's happening in our community and how you can join in. Also, I want to remind you and all of you, and those of you who are new, we have a weekly email blast called The Village News. It includes links to other CSL activities, articles of interest, spiritual affirmations, spiritual cartoons, and my favorite new addition is the OCSL Member Spotlight. So please show some love to Constance for the hard work it takes each week to publish and send out the Village News. So we are grateful, and please look for it every week. And as always, the information is on our website, www.oaklandcsl.org. So lastly, put up the slide. Speak aloud and affirm with me as I read our OCSL vision and mission statement. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. Blessed be, and so it is. So I'm done. I will pass it on to the wonderful practitioner, Judith Roberts.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Okay, there we go. Good morning, everyone. I'm Judith. I'm a licensed practitioner here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. And again, welcome to all of you who are participating online, and also to those who will be participating later, viewing the video. I would like to start with 2 readings, and let me pull those up. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So the first reading is from Ernest Holmes, and he says, and I invite you to take this in, perhaps close your eyes, just settle in and take in these words. He says, when the members of a community love one another, that community is solid, prosperous, and happy. Suppose we make a daily habit of feeling that. Sorry, let me go over that again. Suppose we make a daily habit of feeling that we like people and they like us. We belong to them and they belong to us. In a very real sense, everyone we meet is part of our own family to love and to enjoy. And the second reading is Vivian May Williams. And she says, if you believe you are spiritual and money is material, you separate yourself from it by accepting such a belief. When you realize that money is a spiritual idea that stands in the same relationship to mind, God, as a rose does, it will be visibly expressed without anxious thought. So now I invite you to go within as we honor and bless this service, that God is right here, right now. That spirit is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. There is nothing it cannot do. And so as we open to it, as we open to the inspiration of spirit, it fills us. It fills us with its love, with its compassion, with its connectedness, with its divine energy. As we all are reflections of it, we all are expressions of that divine one. And so as we open to the message today delivered by Reverend Francione, I know that she is guided by spirit. She is inspired by spirit, and as spirit flows through her to us, we receive exactly what we need to hear. We receive exactly what we need to anchor us in its presence, in its grace, knowing that that grace surrounds us, is within us, and that each person here, each one here is beloved. Each one here is its beloved. as it is our beloved. And we are all joined in that spirit. We are all joined in that love. We are all joined in the beauty of this day. We're joined in the grace and the hope and the kindness of this day. And so with great gratitude, I give thanks for this. And I invite you all to say with me, and so it is. Amen. And now I would like to turn the service over to Lukeman Frank and Kev Choice, our wonderful musicians. Enjoy.
Hang on to the world as it spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Get yourself in, keep your stride. Never mind your feet. Brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll be free. Take it from me, someday we'll Please welcome Reverend Francione.
Wow. How wonderful. How wonderful. How wonderful. Thank you, Kev Joyce and Brooklyn Frank. You are awesome. Awesome. And I love it. Let's acknowledge them one more time. Give them some love. Give them your energy. Give them your joy. For truly the song is prophetic. And I'm so thankful that that song led us into what I want to talk about with you today. But beforehand, I just want to say to those who do not know me that I am Reverend Francione, staff minister here at OCSL on leave, informal leave, and also interminister at the East Bay Church of Religious Science right now. I am Minister Emeritus here with the Centers for Spiritual Living, and it's my joy to be with all of you today, especially this day. Beloveds, I believe that it is vital for us to come together. I feel that it helps us to feel connected. It helps us to feel sane in the midst of the pandemic. It helps us to remind ourselves that we are whole, especially on the heels of a contentious election. So I'm glad you're here today and so glad to be with you. Today I'm talking about what is God giving you? What is God giving you? And it is one of several talks this month around the monthly theme of living as compassionate conduits. You know, as I began to wonder where I wanted to go with this talk, I happened upon a wonderful mural. Actually, it's a wall hanging, a wonderful Zen wall hanging that I purchased in our bookstore there at the Oakland Center. And as it is put up on, the slide is put up related to this, I wanted to let you know that I realize that this wall hanging illuminates and sets the tone for what God is giving me and perhaps you, that it also illuminates what God is giving all of us. And so I want to take a moment now to read the words and ask you to contemplate them as I go through them. If there is light in the soul, there's beauty in the person. If there's beauty in the person, there is harmony in the house. If there is harmony in the house, there will be order in the nation. If there's order in the nation, there will be peace in the world. So we're talking about light, beauty, harmony, order, and peace. For truly they are about something about the gift that is given to us and to the world. You know, as I discovered the gift of light in my soul, it began to help me see that there is light in my soul. And so I want to tell you a story about how I discovered light in my soul, because it is a possibility that it is for you to experience for your own life. Oh, a year ago this month, November 2019, I had a revelation. You see, I had heard some horrifying news about a member of my family. I was distressed about this news, and without thought, I found myself falling on my bed, covering my head, surrendering in silence of sorrow. In the middle of the night, I felt like I woke up, but I found myself standing on my bed, watching myself standing on my bed. And as I noticed that there were light waves flowing throughout my entire body, vibrantly flowing within and surrounding my body. Yes, beloveds, for hours I sat there and watched these light waves within me, all around me, vibrantly, without thought, just being aware, just knowing that this is a dimension of who I am. Now, when I awoke, I discovered the divine within me had not only given me radiant light, but in addition, without praying for it, without thinking about it, nor asking, I found myself walking to my purse, opening the purse, getting my checkbook out, and writing a large check to the person who I had been concerned about. The gift Spirit gave me was this guidance. For I didn't question what I was doing. I didn't ask, do I have enough in my bank account to give this gift? No. The additional and related gifts the Spirit was giving me was light showing up as unquestioning faith, unspeakable confidence, light showing up as unrelenting calm and joy. Yes, as it says, if there is light in the soul, there's beauty in the person. So I'm claiming beauty within me because I know without a shadow of doubt, there is light in my soul. And so as the slide is taken down, I would invite you to consider some of these thoughts. When the question is asked, what is the eternal spirit giving me? I can say to you without a shadow of doubt, a new life, a new world that I'm living in that seems to have language, activity that's very different than anything that I've ever known before. You see, even though our founder, Ernest Holmes, guides us to believe that spirit is within us, I can say right now from the experience that I just told you about related to the light waves being within me, I am living Eddie Watkins' song that says, I am the place where God lives, moves, and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. And what I believe to be true for me, I believe to be true for you. So I recognize that since that vibrating light revelation, I've stepped not only into a new life, but I seem to be fulfilling the intentions that I learned a long time ago when I was a young child going to the AME church. The African Methodist Episcopal Church would sing this song on a regular basis. Where he leads me, I will follow. Where he leads me, I will follow. Where he leads me, I will follow. I'll go with him all the way. Now, I no longer think of the infinite spirit as a hymn, but I do think of the eternal energy of living as the vibrating power that is within and surrounding me and everyone and all life. That is right now bringing the beauty, the harmony, the order, and the peace in me, in my home, in our nation, and in the world. So as this Zen wall hanging is announced, in this new world, I find myself experiencing benefits that I haven't even prayed for, nor asked for, or thought about. But I find myself saying yes to signing a contract when I was called by the president of a local grocery store. And that person said that I was recommended to him by a customer who had found that they needed sensitivity training. Would I come and deliver diversity and inclusiveness staff development? I said yes, and ended up finding the wonderful opportunity for my son, who has had 25 years of HR work, human development work, working now with me. What a joy that is. Unanticipated, not asked for, but Spirit said, go this way. And I said, yes. I'm also finding myself saying yes to a new position when I was called by a member of the East Bay Church who'd seen me at one of their meetings when they were talking about some issues related to the former minister that they had. He said, will you come and be our interim minister? I wasn't asking for that. I wasn't looking for a job. And yet I said yes to this new position for a minimum of 1 year. And it gets greater. I said yes when the board president at East Bay Church said, would you write a monthly column for our bi-monthly news article? I said yes. So many gifts are unfolding that Spirit is just inviting me to say yes to. So I believe that the gift that Spirit is giving me is the gift of many opportunities and that add to my financial prosperity. I am so amazed. And the last that I'll tell you about in terms of me was that with all this newness, this new world that I'd entered, some of the equipment that I had been using, my computer, my cell phone, my printer, said they couldn't live in the new world. And so 2 weeks ago, they kind of all went dead on me. So guess what? The wonderful new income that is coming into my life has now paid for the computer that I'm using right now as I'm talking with you, the printer that's over on the other side of the room, and the cell phone that is right here next to me. All these came 2 weeks ago. And so now I'm navigating not only the new consciousness, the new ideas, and the new ways of thinking and being in the new world, but the new technology that, thank God, my son and my grandson live upstairs so they can come down and help me. Feeling absolutely blessed, for I recognize as I am feeling blessed, so Spirit is giving me not only not what I've asked for, because I've not asked for any of these experiences, but seems to be offering me opportunities to go and be the presence of Spirit in the world. Yes, I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives. So I would ask you, what is God giving to all of us? And before I transition into that point, I do want to mention that the humbleness that I'm experiencing is the potential for each one of you who are on this call or who hear it later. For I have come to believe that our major opportunity in life and purpose and intention is to be the presence of good, the presence of love, the presence of joy, the presence of intention, the presence of purpose that we are divinely guided to experience. So, what is Spirit, the God presence, giving to all of us? Now, I expect that many of you here, like me, have been caught up in the voting and election activities that have been taking place in the activity of our nation. At least, no doubt, some of you are celebrating this day with a new president and vice president elect, and some of you, no doubt, are full of grief. But what amazes me is how many, as I looked upon at the maps of our United States, I was shocked to discover how many red states there are, how many blue states there are, and they are spread out throughout and there's so many of them spanning our entire nation. So as I began looking at that, noticing that some of the states were combined red and purple coming to red and blue coming to purple, the artist of me went to work. The creative genius in me began to say this: Could it be that the vibrant deep purple that was on that wall hanging that I just showed you is illuminating the spiritual principle that is surrounding not only the words of that Zen poem, but the very atmosphere and energy of our collective lives together? I begin thinking that symbolically, members of our national family are blending the blue and red into a purple energy that vibrates throughout all of us, bringing us together in harmonious unity right in the midst of the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic, the pandemic of race relations that have been unjust, and now we're open to promoting systemic equity. Could it be that we are now in the energy field, this purple energy field, where there's a need for climate change and we are having the energy to deliver it? Could it be that we're here to engage in immigration reform, guaranteed health care? I know all of us don't agree with all this, and I'm not expecting you would, but you'll have to tolerate me for just a moment when I need to let you know that yesterday I had an awesome experience, an awesome um, feeling, as not only did we have a new president elect, but we also had a, a vice president elect that grew up in Berkeley as I did, um, is a soror of mine, so that we belong to the same sorority, that it made me cry when I realized that this woman who identifies with the culture of being African American and the history of being from a parent that was an immigrant and South Asian person is right here available to represent us. Brought tears to my eyes, and like Van Jones on CNN, I've been weeping with joy ever since. Now, you don't have to agree with me. I didn't create this commentary to convince anyone to think like me. I believe that we are here to bring ourselves together in harmony in much the same way that Dr. Ernest Holmes talks about when he said in that quote that Judith Robert read earlier, when the members of a community love one another, that community is solid, prosperous, and happy, feeling that we like people and they like us. We belong to them and they belong to us. In a very real sense, everyone we meet is part of our own family, and to love and to enjoy, even if we don't agree. I had the wonderful experience some time back at Oakland Center when I conducted a prayer meeting. And I remember one of our um, practitioner emeritus was there, and he didn't agree with my um, way of thinking about life, especially at the political realm. But when we are dealing with some of the issues that were so challenging to many of us, I went to him and said, "Will you pray with me?" And I'm so pleased that Richard Robinson prayed with me so that together we could lift our own energies up so that we could begin to do the work we are to do here at the Oakland Center in the Oakland Bay Area and in the world to make it a life that is working for everyone. We didn't have to agree on our political stance, but we did agree that there's an infinite spirit that is within us that is calling our own Centers for Spiritual Leading to take a stand, inviting all for a world that is working for everyone. Last spring, when I was teaching the Power of the Word class, we read that stand that's on the website of the Centers for Spiritual Living. And this fall, I'm teaching that class again. And I had the students in this class read that same stand. I asked them to write a statement to me about their thoughts and feelings related to the stand. I want to share with you one of the comments that a student made that I thought spoke to tell us something about the gift that this statement made to her life. She says this: reading the CSL's call to address racism statement brought hope to me. As I slowly read the words out loud, I immediately went to the heart space within and I felt the presence of God. This statement also made me feel safe as I read it and as I was already living in this world. So she is letting us know that the gift that the Infinite Spirit gave her by just the declaration of our stand against racism or for justice gave her a gift of hope, gave her a feeling of the presence of the Infinite Spirit God, and gave her a feeling of being safe in this world. Oh, beloveds, we all have the opportunity to create the world that works for everyone. And I think it starts with our being reminded that Ernest Holmes is letting all of us know that each one of us is impacted by the collective unconscious, often called the race conscious by Ernest Holmes, that is a part of everyone, not only nationwide, but worldwide. For Ernest Holmes says this, and I think it's important for us to consider the wisdom of his words. The accumulated experience of the whole race is lodged in the subconscious or the soul of everyone. Holmes goes on to say, while perfection is at the center of everything, that perfection being the love, the joy, the beauty, the freedom, the justice is at the center of everything, the ages have built up a sense of disease and dis-ease and discord, which has been transmitted from one person to another. It is lodged in the general race belief of humanity. People, you and I are all affected by this race belief. And it causes the anger that we have with one another. It causes the sense of distress we have. It causes the sense of beliefs that we have about people of different groups and about our own selves. And so I think one of the major gifts that God is giving all of us is the fact that we have the right to come to know that we don't get what we pray for. If you're praying for a certain kind of outcome, that's not what comes to you. What comes to you is the energy, the magnetic energy that draws you to and draws to you the results of your own feelings, the results of your own thoughts, the results of your own beliefs. So turn within and ask yourself, what am I believing right now? What am I thinking right now? What am I doing now? For they are the magnet, they are the energy, they are the vibrant light around you that is drawn to you and drawing you to conditions and experiences that make this world for you. Oh, beloveds, I want you to know as I'm concluding this talk that there's another slide that I want you to see. For I think this slide represents what's in my heart and what's in my heart for all of us. For this slide is a sunflower that is right now on the coffee table in my living room. This slide represents, I think, the beauty that the Zen poem talked about, as it said, if there is light in your soul, there is beauty within the person. This to me is an outpicturing of the beauty that I think is not only within me, but everyone on this call and everyone in our nation. We are like the sunflowers. We are like the sun, and we have an opportunity to provide the joy of this flower and what it symbolizes to me. For as I purchased this recently and gave some to my eldest son who lives upstairs, I'm reminded of it reminds me that the eternal presence brings to you and to me joy. Ernest Holmes said elsewhere, let us be big enough. Let us radiate joy in our lives. Let us ensure enough peace so that regardless of whether you agree or disagree with other people, you can find a way to work together to bring about a world that works for everyone. Oh, let us work together to ensure our world is working for all so that we have peace, so that we have beauty, so that we have divine order and equity and justice for everyone. For this and so much more, I joyfully give thanks and blessed be. Please join me now as we come together in prayer. As we come together in prayer, let us allow ourselves to just breathe deeply and in the silence for half a minute, just to allow our consciousness to absorb some of the ideas that were just shared with you. Oh, beloveds, we know that there's only one life, one eternal presence, one awesome and magnificent power, flowing its wonder within me, Francione, within all life form throughout this entire cosmos and on this very call. Oh, I give thanks right now that the beauty, the love, the joy, and the gifts of the infinite spirit of light, of hope, of perfection, of beauty, of power, of freedom are right here within us, surrounding us, and that we are coming forth to bring forth a world that is truly working for everyone within this nation and on this planet. Oh, I give thanks for our time being together. I give thanks for the light that indwells all of us so that we can sing to ourselves and to the world, I am the place where the spirit of truth shows up. I am the spirit of truth expressing. And with this joy, I now turn my attention to this month's nonprofit partner. For I accept with the Presita Valley Community Center that is right now delivering culturally sensitive, multi-generational, community-based services focused on low-income families and seniors, that they right now have the gift of the energy of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living infusing their lives, that they are right now being lifted up by the very word I speak and the activity that we engage and the financial donation that we give to them so that the world is a better place. I give thanks right now for the gratitude. We'll come back to that later. I'll give thanks right now for the gratitude for her of Mother Earth, for her beauty and her resilience and our increasingly mindful stewardship of her. I give thanks right now and bless those in service that are creating a world that is working for everyone. Oh, beloveds, let us continue to bless our youth and youth of the world, knowing that they are guided by loving minds and hearts of the eternal spirit. And right now, I give thanks for the love, comfort, and healing of all those impacted by challenges in their life and in whatever form. So I know right here and right now that Bonnie Gonzalez is absolutely lifted up by the word I speak and the energy that I convey, and Van Flowers as well. I know right now that Tony Bradford, Reverend Tony Bradford, and his entire family are surrounded and nurtured and loved as they are releasing the life of Tyler. I know right here and right now that Lawrence Murphy is also profoundly blessed, as is Derek. And I know right now that our own beloved spiritual leader, Reverend Jeffrey Anderson, and our own beloved practitioner emeritus Richard Robinson are surrounded and blessed by the living Spirit Almighty, that they are lifted up, transcending any challenges that have experienced in their body, and know right here and right now that the goodness of the living Spirit is transforming their lives in ways that bring forth a quickening of the Spirit and a joy in their hearts. With Barbara Tompkins and family, we bless them as we also bless Ashley Rose, and we know that all who are impacted by the firestorms, by COVID-19 and the floods are now blessed wonderfully by the beautiful life and love of the infinite Spirit, as is my friend Reverend Badia Cooper and her family as they release her father, Martin Cooper. Oh, we give thanks for the goodness of all these people. And now, before we move forward, I do want to invite each one of you to take a moment to silently speak the name of anyone in your heart that is in need of prayer. Let us take a moment in silence as this takes place right now. And for this and so much more, I truly give thanks as I joyfully release this word unto the law, accepting right here and right now. It is wonderfully done. And I invite you now to join me by saying, and so it is, and so that it be, Ashe, and Amen. Peace and blessings to all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of this experience. And now I would like to invite forward our nonprofit partner, Teddy Honey, who is going to be sharing something about our nonprofit with you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, Reverend Francione. Thank you to the congregation for having me on this extremely momentous weekend that we are all sharing together. I think that I slept better last night than I have in 4 years, so I am extremely pleased to be sharing this morning with you all. My name is Teddy Honey. I'm the site coordinator of the Presida Valley Community Center, which is in the Mission District of San Francisco. I believe I have a visual aid that should be coming up here shortly, so you can watch what we do as I'm talking about it. So the Presida Center was established in 1922, which means we are quickly approaching our 100th year of service providing. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Our funding comes directly through the city and county of San Francisco. What that means is that funding is tight, but it also means that we are not beholden to any larger sort of corporate entities. And we are entirely responsible for making sure that the money we receive goes directly to the young faces that you're all looking at right now. So I'm going to give you a little short explanation of how our center worked pre-COVID and in the before times, in which we ran an after-school program for elementary school age kids, where they would do homework, they would get arts and crafts and field programs. So bringing middle schoolers and high schoolers in and talking to them about things like resume writing and how to complete a college application and all of these very important life skills that not everybody is given the opportunity to be taught. And then we run various case management services for system-involved youth in practicing what we refer to as barrier removal. So having conversations and addressing things like systemic racism and police brutality, and making these conversations real and safe and honest for our young people so that we can help guide them as they navigate the obstacles that will be placed before them. Obviously, as COVID-19 has changed how we all do basically everything, we unfortunately no longer have an enormous group of kids roaming in and out of our building and running around our halls and screaming and yelling and doing all of the things that we expect of children. We have now transitioned into what is called a community learning hub. And a community learning hub factors as basically all-day childcare and academic support for lectures, and also understanding that these young people a laptop. And so we've now transitioned into basically becoming a small school. We serve 18 kids ranging from the ages of 6 to 14, and they're dropped off every morning. We make sure they log into their classes. We feed them 3 meals a day. We assure that they understand what the teachers are attempting to teach them through Zoom. And we also provide various resources to the families. We do emergency food bags, we do EDD enrollment, and various other tasks and resources that are available to some and not necessarily available to all. So what we ask, as you know, we have been very graciously invited to receive these donations to you, is that you realize that every dollar that you donate to our center goes directly to the things that you imagine young people need. These dollars go to buy pencils so they can do their homework. These dollars go to buy backpacks. These dollars go to put gas in our vans so we can safely transport them home for the families who don't have the ability to pick them up. And most importantly, these dollars go to alleviating a lot of the fiscal stressors that even we as a nonprofit experience each year. And so I ask that you give honestly, and I ask that you give openly, and I appreciate your inviting us to be here. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'll also drop my email into the chat, and you're all welcome to reach out to me independently if you would like. Again, thank you so much for having me, and it's a blessing to be included. And with that, I will pass it back to Reverend Francione. Thank you so much.
I just want to take a moment to just give thanks for the wonderful work that this group is doing. I so celebrate and honor that work that you are doing, and I know that it continues to prosper and continues to serve these particular children, this particular community in wonderful ways. Thank you so much, and let us continue giving and donating to this wonderful nonprofit that we are supporting this month. And now I'll turn our attention to the giving that we do to the Oakland Center, which is our home community and a place where we love. I want you to first join me as we give our affirmation for our service today. Will you say it out loud, even if no one else can hear you? It's up on the slide right now. Joyously, I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive. I want you to know that the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living enjoys receiving the gift from you and the pledges. And even though I think that the pledge month was last month, year long, they'd be happy to receive pledges from you. But please note on the website, there is a place where it says donate, and you are invited to either donate through the website or to send a check to the office so that Constance can pick them up, or the others that are managing these kinds of things. But I just think it's important for us to continually know that as we give from our heart, as we give from our thoughts, as we give from our feelings, or in the case of my example, where we give and we're not consciously knowing how much we're to give, we are being divinely guided to support this loving community and lift it up in our hearts and in our minds. And so therefore, I give thanks for the gifts that you have given, that you plan to give as I move forward right here and right now. And so at this very moment, I will turn my attention, or your attention, back to Judith as she does the next step in our service. Thank you, Judith.
Thank you, Reverend Francione. Thank you for that powerful and inspiring and heartfelt message. It really touched my heart, and I can tell from the chats, you should look at the chats, that it touched so many people today.
I can't see them on mine, but anyhow, go ahead.
Okay, well, you can, maybe later you can see them. Anyway, thank you so much. And I'd also like to thank Luke Manfrank and Kev Choice for your musical inspiration. As always, it was wonderful and touched us very deeply. Thank you. And I'd also like, of course, to thank everyone who participated in this service in any way. We have a lot of people who work with setup and behind the scenes and with the slideshows and the videos, and you know, a lot goes into these services, and so we are grateful for everyone's participation today. Thank you again. And I also want to mention that Reverend Sally is hosting the prayer room after service. If you would like to stay on and receive prayer, we'll have a little bit of a time after service when we can say hi and bye to each other, and then stay on and you can request prayer, in which you'll be sent to a breakout room and pray with one practitioner. And so that's available. Also, if you want a longer session, a longer prayer session, many of our practitioners are available for 30-minute free practitioner sessions, and you can go to our website, and there's a list of, at oaklandcsl.org, there's a list of all of the practitioners who are available for a 30-minute free session. And I personally love to receive a practitioner session myself. I also love to give them, and I'm on that list, as well as I think we have, like, I don't know, maybe 15 practitioners who are available. So I just want to invite you to take advantage of that. And let's see what else. We have a closing affirmation. Before we do our closing affirmation, I just want to remind you that we have open forum today after service at 12:30, which is a chance to become informed on all kinds of things, and including finances, and just, you know, an update on our center. So that is at 12:30 after service. And now I'd like to invite you to join us in saying our affirmation for today. So please join me in saying this. I am so grateful that I am fully supported
by God.
And so it is. Thank you. And now I will turn it back to Kev Choice and Luke Manfrank. Thank you.
And so it is.
And
Oh,
so
Symphony Orchestra in the house.